Alright, we have Samson Dauda as Glow Up, Grow Up, whatever. 1 year transformation is insane. His back was his weak part, now it's his strong part. One of them, besides his friend. Then you have, of course, updates with Chris Bumstead and Urs. Chris Bumstead, all of them, they're 2 weeks out, but he was thick and all of a sudden he looks shredded again, so it's kind of weird. But anyways, it's kind of cool to see them train together. We have a video of Urs and also Ruff Diesel working out together, which is also cool. You have here a little bit of Urs personality, because that is kind of weird looking. But to see like competitors working out and training together is really cool to see. Urs is a lot leaner than C-Bum right now. Chris Bumstead is like thick, but Urs has feathers on his quads and butt already. His butt's pretty straighted, and so that's kind of impressive, and I think that's why Chris Bumstead stayed covered. Here you have James the Giant, aka the Giant. Jamie's posing here. He's gonna do the pro show, just I think it's tomorrow, so here's a little flexing of him. Looks amazing. Krizo, Michael Krizo just got his pro card. He looked dried in some pictures. His legs lack a little detail, so it's kind of weird when you look at the stage shots. Some shots are like not as flattering. Like he's still like wow factor. His shoulders and quads are huge. His arms are huge, but there's some shots that are like kind of washed out. Like versus side shots, like he looks freaky when he does his side poses. Like that's good proportion, kind of freaky. Hence why he got his pro card in IFBB. But his front, it's like you know, his arms are amazing. I don't know. I think it's his abdomen and lack of detail within his quads. Even though he's lean, it just didn't show as well. But his upper body is just ridiculous. If you can look at his serratus and obliques there, really good shot for him to do that. So he got his pro card. Congrats to him. We'll see if he goes to Olympia. Then you have the wolf, the Persian wolf there. So his back shot, always one of his favorite shots. That's an update from him from the back. Then you have there Ian, update from the front, lat spread. And he's looking grainy per usual and veiny. His chest does seem to have gotten a little bigger. Then you have Terrence Ruff and Ruff Diesel. A good update from him. There was another picture with him and Urs, and his quads look amazing. But this is his upper body. He just looks freaky. Then you have lower body from William Bonack, bodybuilder. His legs were the weakest part. I don't know what that bubble is on his knee. Actually, I do know, but I can't remember. I looked it up. Anyways, then you have James Hollingshead. That's his update. So I don't know. I hope he looks good because I'm rooting for him and Jamie. But there's a big guy in the way. He is freaking nasty. He might take it, honestly, just because of his back. And a few of his shots, they're just too muscular. And then you have, you know, obviously Stanimal. Stanimal he's smaller and he's growing, but he's not as small as it looks. And his conditioning this time around, I think, is way better than it's ever been before. He's being coached by Coach Farah, I believe. But yeah, anyways, the conditioning looks better. His legs always are a little lagging as far as conditioning or detail. But conditioning this time around, I think he's got it. Another one that's probably going to do some damage at the Legion Sports Festival is going to be Tonio Burton. He looks really good as well. So don't know much about him, but he might do really well. This would be the list for the upcoming Tsunami Nutrition Cup Pro Show. And out of all of them, honestly, the best, the first top 3 from what I can recognize would be probably Mark Hector, who just got second in the last show. Jamie, of course, going if he does end up doing this one. And then, of course, James Hollingshead. Those are probably going to be, you know, it'd be cool if Jamie won this last one and James wins this one, because then we get some British folk up there. But Mark Hector is amazing, so he might win. And what's all this drama with Nick and Fouad and whatnot, them falling apart, I guess. He got back with his old coach, Matt, and that's good because it'll help him most likely win because he already knows his body. The only issue is there's probably some issue going on between Fouad and him, even though he says there's not in his video. He said Fouad said that he didn't want to wait in line supposedly for like an hour for the fans. He then rebutted with that, saying of course he wants to wait in line. It's just hard when it's a prep because you're you know, not really thinking about doing much talking because you're so exhausted, you just want to win the show. So I can understand that. At the same time, I think Nick does seem, there's, I don't know, something's different. I don't know, like, as far as what's really going on there. Maybe Nick wasn't getting paid enough. Maybe he... I have no idea why he would leave Fouad, unless Fouad is really just a difficult guy to work with. Because who knows? I don't know. Because Brett left, Nathan Diasha left, so who knows? He's lost some guys, but then he's gained some new ones. I don't know the whole story, right? So we can all speculate left and right. What's going on there? What's the real truth behind why Nick would leave and why Fouad would technically, I guess, fire him, because he didn't want to stick to his standard, like his, the contract where he wanted to have him travel, get a visa so he can travel. And Nick never did that, except now he says in his little video that he's going to be doing that. He's working on it as we speak. That's what he says. So I don't know. I think Nick is a little bit of a hothead, and then Fouad's very stubborn and prideful. So, and Nick is too a little bit. So when you have that class together, it's just in the end probably better that they did. It's gonna suck for a bro chat and whatnot, but I hope they work it out. But nonetheless, Jamie the Giant for me is the one he's been. This is his 4th show in 5 weeks, so he's dialed down his peak and his, whether he looks too big or overspilled or too flat has been a lot of his issue. Here's a little bit of his posing mandatories and whatnot from Milos. Why is it zoomed up on his cock? I meant to zoom up on his butt and quads, and then I struggled with the zoom in there, so it looks like I was just nasty. But you can see the detail. Like, he's actually very lean. His hamstrings, I thought they lacked more detail, but when you zoom in, you can actually see there that he's very peeled. He's full, and it looks like an issue for Jamie being 6'5". He's a giant. Would be getting him full looking. So you can tell that he's really sharp as far as like definition. However, because he's so lean, he ends up looking a little flat and like not as impressive. But here he looks pretty bulbousy. So it's pretty impressive for a 6'5" giant to get really filled, because their legs and arms are usually kind of smaller compared to the rest of their body, their torso. But he's done really well to increase his arms and increase his legs, which were his lagging parts. His back is still a little bit of a weakness, but he's definitely improved it. His side tricep, I wish he flexed his tricep more, to be honest, because it's kind of blurred. It's like not there, but it's there. But his side abs are flexed. That's good. He missed that on the last show. And then, of course, like I said, the zoom in is kind of weird. Sorry, excuse my zooming in. But yeah, you can see how straight his butt is. He's got a thin layer there, so he can get full. The wrinkles you see there, he can get a little bit more full. But his back is his weakness, but his frame is his strength. So it's kind of a give and a take. We'll see how well he does versus James. I guess the biggest contenders being James. I'm trying to think who else is going to be there. Krizo might be there, actually, I guess, because he just got his pro card. I don't know who would be the big contenders besides who we just showed there. Anyways, so here's his body. His legs look great. His quads definitely grew. His hamstrings were kind of a weak spot. They're still big. They got more detail. So this peak, I think he's got it. He'll probably take the win. Sorry for the zoom. That's more annoying than not. Look at those freaking lat veins. Anyways, shredded, crazy. As always,
have got